All right, so I am going to try to be brief as possible. Yeah, I did. But I saw the opportunity. I'm required to do some sort of professional development, so I didn't want to waste somebody's time, and I also don't want to give anything that you didn't need. But I saw the opportunity last week when I was at the elementary school doing some things to check out the new web page, and I dug a little bit deeper into it because just like you, when it was first rolled out last week, I really didn't know you could do much with it. I really didn't navigate it too much until I said, "Hey, this is some things you can start doing here." So I said, "Let me give something quick," and I promise it will be quick. There's so many things that you can do with this that I still haven't figured out, but I can get everybody started. And if we can all get on the same page, I think that's step one. So first, I just wanted to show you what I have done so far with it. Now, some of you, if you haven't even been to the new website, if you type in MCPS and it populates your, it might take you to the old one, which doesn't exist. There might be a problem there. But to combat that, you can go MHS.MCPS, which there never used to be, and go from there. And that will take you right to the high school's webpage. I've played with it now, and if you were to go to my webpage, so what you do here is, I haven't even logged in yet. This is what anybody would go in and see, is they would go to teachers and staff, and then they would come in and start to look. Now, you see that there's not much going on except Joel and I now. I got Joel on board. But I would go down here and now select me. Now, what pops up is, for you right now, this is blank. And what we're doing there is, in which department are you? So that's what you would put there. You could put your number. If you want to put your extension, that's up to you. And then a bio. That could be, you don't have to go a bio. You could do a quote there. I've been looking at some other schools that do web pages there, or just the courses that you teach within your department. You do with it what you want. And then this is the fun part now, is you can put these class blocks, is what they call it. And these are the 4 different classes that I teach. And you could also put any club you do in there. I know Joel has done wrestling, so he wants to share stuff with his wrestlers and pictures and stuff. I could do one for baseball. And we could also go, if you have a club in there that you'd like to do or highlight. So a parent could come in here now and go through any one of these. And my advanced health and wellness, if you see that little icon on the right, is I also link to my Google Classroom, because I do use a Google Classroom there, and the kids can access it from there. So I click on that, and that takes me. So you have this login page. You don't have to log in. Parents oftentimes won't. And you just hit skip login, and it will take you to that page. So what I've done, I did a little class block, and I put a slideshow in it. Nothing in great detail. I go back to my class blocks. My driver's ed. This was a huge one, because as much as I dislike doing driver's ed, it's probably 80% of what I deal with questions and parents. Parents don't call and want to know how the kids are doing in PE. They want to know about this licensing process. So now I've done these frequently asked questions to where I don't have to. Hopefully they can go here. Practice learner's permit tests. I attach a PDF on here. That came straight from the DMV. It's the juvenile licensing process. I have the parent-teacher driving logs on there. Yes, sir.
I tried what you did and it didn't work out. Can you take a gander?
You tried to access my website?
No, I want to do what you said. You should click and it should have something pop up.
Something pop up?
I'll ask you later. Go ahead.
That's fine. I'll get to it. But we're going to do Clark's here together as a group real quick in a minute, and then we'll turn you loose. And then I have some private driving schools. And then the last one I wanted to show you real quick was my Health and PE 10, which is actually, you're able to put an alert on there. So when the parent goes to access it, I think my hands are cold. Right? Clammy like yours. Wow. See, now this alert comes up. Before you even get to the page, it says fitness testing will be this week. So you have to continue and bypass that before you even get to the page. Really easy to put up. So then you hit that skip login. Now if you logged in with your Gmail, that would never be up there. I have my syllabus there. I'm sharing the calendar I use through Google. So I have a Google Calendar just for Health and PE 10. And you can put it right on that page, and it automatically updates. If you wanted to do homework for your classes and just make a calendar for a certain class, English 11, AP, in that calendar every day you could put what the homework was, and it would automatically stream right here on this. And then you can do individual web pages within that class block. So for example, I teach 4 sections, so I could do a different page within that whole class. It's all, you can make it as interactive or as very basic as you want. And that's the cool thing about it. So what we're gonna do with Clark's over here, all right? So we're gonna start from the very beginning really quick, is Clark is gonna go up to log in on the right. And if you follow, I went through, really, the goal of today is to do this first page. And everybody gets set up on the first page today. And then start to explore. So Clark is gonna log in with Google because we have Gmail at Middlesex. So he's gonna go through Google and he's gonna choose that Clark Laster account. And he may have a private Gmail at home or so, but you wanna use that Middlesex account. So now, what he can do is go to the teacher and staff, Clark. You're missing it.
Yeah.
Where did you find,
I
you
got
find it?
it.
Oh, you're on Middlesex, you're not even on the high school page yet. Go to the Middlesex High School. Yeah, go to schools, Middlesex High School.
Come on, Conley.
You're
Come on.
fine.
Conley, I'm working on it best I can, okay?
That's actually Dave now getting
I'm doing
control.
it.
Well, you're doing
So
a great
visit
job,
that.
Dave. Glad Conley's not messing anything up.
All right, so I'm on the high school page.
Okay, so now teachers and staff. All right, and we're gonna scroll down to Clark.
Jeez.
You're doing a great job. Hey, keep confidence, man. You're doing great. Proud of you. You didn't miss me.
Next, Mike, you again. That's why I use the mouse. There we go.
Okay.
It says I'm logged in.
Under there's Clark.
All right.
Unbelievable.
So now we have Clark. Okay.
Lee, do you see that name? It
So what I
says
would do
Clark.
is, so if you were to scroll above here, if you were to go across the picture, to hover across the picture, you're gonna click that. Okay. Now I spoke with technology, and Clark, you saved that in your Google Drive, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
Can you go get it?
Where is it?
In my Google Drive. I don't know how to get it. I usually just save things on my desktop.
Why did you put it in your Google Drive then?
Because he told me to put it in my Google Drive.
Scroll up.
You're blaming other people, Conley.
Because I was unprepared. Can I get it really fast?
Yeah, go for it. I wanna get myself in.
You still put your cell phone there. Don't have to put your personal cell phone on there, Lee.
I'm not putting my social.
Cheesy. He picked the photo for me.
I like that. I went on Clark's Facebook and got that for him. Now, some of you might
I
have
have a
trouble with
Facebook
when you
page?
upload a picture that it may be too big of a file. You may have to compress that. Also, technology said that if we wanted that they could update everybody's staff pictures with just their badge photos.
No work.
But, so it's up to you. You know, I think if, are you having trouble, Clark?
No, we're not in trouble. We're having a good time. We're fitness.
So I'm gonna log in because I can edit mine. I'm not even logged in here.
I'm going to Microsoft. It's easier to, I know, yeah, read this one.
We'll just save that on your desktop. That's,
I'm
that's where
going
you wanna
to,
pull it
working
from.
on it as
All
fast as
right.
I can. Do exactly what you asked me.
Yes,
which
sir.
wasn't the
I
right thing.
apologize.
Okay, there you go. I'll keep working.
Okay. So now he's gonna put the picture in there. He's gonna put his title. You know, a title. Joel and I used Health and Physical Education Department. If you wanted to put
Let's scroll
as
down.
as specific as English 11 or science or it's really up to you and your department. I guess if you want to agree on that. So forth. Don't worry about the bio. Do that on your own time.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Okay. And now put your title in there, Clark. Do you just want to do algebra
We-
1?
Algebra 1.
Algebra 1.
Can you
Okay.
connect it later to a classroom if you wanted to?
You could, yeah. Now, see, all his gray boxes are
I don't
inactive.
know my phone number.
Um,
You put my cell phone number?
Nope.
No?
No, you can.
okay, so now we're gonna skip the bio, you hit save bio, and he can go out and edit that on his own time. So now scroll down, we're gonna play with these class blocks. You see where it says create new class blocks page?
Algebra 2.
Well, you can actually exit that out, Dave, if you don't mind.
How do I get rid
Do
of
you
that
like, do you
completely?
use your Google Classroom?
I'm
Clark?
not, no, but I don't have Algebra 2.
But you don't want it, so you don't want any, you don't use Google Classroom.
Nope.
Okay, so we're just gonna go right here to create new class blocks. And I wanna put a little disclaimer in there real quick, is if you already have a website like Lee, Lee has a Weebly site. He doesn't have, he could, if he doesn't want to mess with this, he goes in here and just he links to his Weebly site. And that's what he feels more comfortable. So if you already have an existing website, that's what you do. If you don't have an existing website, then you create a new class block, and Clark would name that Algebra 2.
Algebra 1 there.
Algebra 1, I apologize, Clark. And if you were still coaching soccer, you could even do a soccer class block.
Never again. Jarvis got it.
Okay?
I retired.
So
never
set the
retired.
title. Did that populate?
Somewhat like.
There it is. Okay. So now he's going to click on Algebra 1. That's the users would not, and everybody else would not see this light gray stuff. All they see is the black. Like when I pulled mine up, we have these random Google Classrooms that we're playing with, but they aren't really active. All right. So now here is where we have some fun. We're going to jump ahead real quick. Do you use any like Google Calendar or anything, Clark, for any of your stuff? What do you think would be beneficial?
I would like to use Google.
A message block. You know, the first thing,
Message block.
if you hit this add button right here, what's going to happen is you have all of this stuff. And I was speaking with Kathy Ruark, and really, you're going to stop from here is really basic, and that's where I feel most comfortable right now. If you ask me questions down here, I'm not going to have an answer for you until I play with it. But this is where you want to get comfortable first. Like you can do a message block. So now I go to add message block. All right, and basically you could type up the title, welcome.
Dustin, where'd you get, how did you do
Can you back up and show where you got that thing on
Yep.
the side?
All right, so back up here.
Oh snap!
Okay, so go back and click on this right here, and that takes you back to where we first saw Clark and all of his inactive classrooms in his bio. Okay, this is where, is everybody here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some of you, did you do create your new class blocks?
Yes.
And that popped up? Okay, and then click on the class block.
That just wasn't good.
Okay, and now you should be here?
Yeah.
Okay. This is really supposed to be used with Google Drive. Do most of you use Google Drive?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's one thing I want to show you is in Google Drive. Now, the thing with this is the way they don't use our servers. It's all through Google. So you have to publicly share anything you put on here. So instead of sharing your whole Google Drive, what you do is, so if I'm in Google and I go to my Google Drive, so I was just there, but I don't know my apps are popping up. You're going to want to create a folder like I've done. So I'm going to my Drive. And this may be what you want to do first, before you start attaching stuff, is you make a folder in your Google Drive, and I called mine class block files. And this is all on these instruction sheets I've given you. Is what you want to do is that you want to make that whole folder public. So whatever you put in that public, or whatever you put in that folder automatically is shared publicly. So these are things I've attached in mine, so I just put them in there and then pull from that as I attach. But going back here, okay? So, Clark, do you want to add a class block? Just like a welcome or a picture, or what would you like to put on there?
You want to add a
Do anything
message
you
block.
like, my friend.
Okay.
Welcome.
I mean, I can show you all the calendar, but I don't want that to go over your head too much. I don't want to, put too much on your plate yet. But like what I've done is I did a message. So go add my message block, okay, and just put welcome. The message could be something as simple as, a quote, a philosophy, who knows, whatever, it's up to you, okay? So type away real quick, just something generic, Clark.
Why does it say all snap?
Because all the fields have not been met yet. So you still need see, now as he's typing in here,
Why did it say
this is the
snap?
preview. Why did it say snap? It's kind of like a different word for like,
I know that.
oh
but
shoot.
It's not working, right?
It's not professional, and I'll talk to him about it. Let's see if we can, yeah. So there you go. So he's into his Instagram.
Response changes depending on who he's talking to.
All right.
While he's typing that, is it automatically linked to our current Google Classroom if we have one once we click on it?
It is. So, like, when I went to mine, and you can choose to disable that, but I don't know why you would if you are using Google Classroom. Because I use Google Classroom for my advanced health and wellness course, okay? And you see that little icon up there?
Right.
I just activated it. It's the clammy hands, Ryan.
Did not set up this.
So, yeah, there it is. So there's that little link.
Yeah.
And that will take you right to your Google Classroom. Okay. Now, so Clark's doing that. You know what that, Clark?
Yes, sir.
So okay, so he's met all the fields. So that was what this is what it would look like. He could attach URL. He could attach an image if you wanted, but let's just go ahead and add block. All right. So now that's on his page as it slowly populates, and then once it does, now take your cursor and hover over that block, and you'll see these little commands pop up. You can lock it in place. You can grab it and move it anywhere you want, or you can edit it. Come back and edit it. Pretty simple, pretty basic. The next thing I did not want to over. So we did that publicly share, link in the Google Calendar, and then creating a slideshow. So let's go back to add. Clark, do you have a test coming up?
Quiz on Friday.
Quiz on Friday. So let's do an alert. Okay? So you go to alert. And the thing with this too is what I'm going to say is I want to meet with you all whenever it's after school. If you want to dig deeper into this or play with it and you have a question, I'll come talk to you after school. I get here at 7:15. I can come during planning. I have 1A planning and 2B planning. And I want to follow up because I don't want to push too much out and then it goes over your head. You just don't want to do anything with it. Is that like I said, today all I want you to do is get your, if you could, is play with it, get a picture of biography and add your classes that you teach. And it can stay blank, but at least it has the courses you teach. Yes, sir.
Do you have to click through the class blocks to make them active, or is there a
Are they light gray?
Yeah.
The light, so you got to activate them.
So you have to click, because if you click on it, it opens it up.
Yeah.
You gotta do that every time.
Quiz
Yeah, and then you start
Friday
adding
on
stuff. Once you start adding stuff, it'll become active.
Systems of equations.
Okay. So
It's Friday.
hold on. Okay. Yep. Good. So quiz Friday.
Ninth?
Yes, sir.
All right. Keep it right there. So, do you want to air that now? We'll make that public for
Absolutely.
today.
That'd be great.
So
On what?
We'll go-
Systems and what?
We're trying to make this ready to go. Calm it down.
push it out now.
Systems of equations.
So what he's gonna do is with that he's gonna go from today, February 5th, probably through Friday.
Control Z that bad boy.
What do they hit?
You just deleted it all.
Yeah, I know, but how?
I have no idea. We'll start again.
And does anybody use
Is
Google
this-
Calendar with their classrooms?
That's why I deleted it.
All right.
I can't. I've tried.
You can't.
How do I?
I've tried.
I'll show you how.
I can delete the mouse entirely.
No, you can get rid of that pad.
Okay, well, after we're done,
So-
if you delete that pad.
Oh, there it is.
Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta download a file for you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Oh, really?
You're gonna have to put them on
I
Google
did
Drive
on mine.
first, but you have.
love
And actually, I double tap it and turn it
It's in the
on.
classroom alert.
Do a quality
We
time?
had, we had.
And we'll get it rock and rolling. But I gotta get you on Google Drive first.
All our classes.
All right, Clark, you good? So he's gonna run it from today until Friday, right?
So, I hate the mouse, but there you go.
Okay, so that's fine. And now hit through, and we'll push it to Friday.
So you could theoretically.
And now there's two types of
Can I have
alerts.
a question, please?
Yes, sir.
So, like Lee Anderson, for example.
Yes, sir.
I just know him for an example. He has all his tests pretty well ready to go at the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
So theoretically, he could have these pushed for classroom alerts, all of them for the entire year in one sitting.
Yeah, and I would
Hypothetically.
also encourage him, and I'm gonna work with him to get a Google Calendar just for his history classes that syncs right up. And afterwards, if y'all, I don't mind staying and just showing you the Google Calendar thing. If, I know a couple of y'all probably got some obligations, but that's a really great tool that we use with A&B days and what the kids are doing. So now I can go, let's go overlay. That's what I used when it pops up, and you gotta get through that first and hit add alert. Okay.
You wanna check the volume?
So that's what, so it says alert successfully saved. He can X out of that. So now when I were to go to Clark's algebra page and try to access it, I'm gonna be stopped first by that alert that says there's a quiz on Friday, which is pretty cool. So it's pretty straightforward. You go back to add over here. You know, you can link any good websites that you may have that you know can supplement what you do. You can link those. There'll be a block with that website that goes directly in there for parents and stuff. So
Add link.
add links. Okay. Now I will tell you. So quick links. So what would you call this, Clark?
That's just my title.
All right. So my link first. Do this first.
What?
Click on my link, where my hand is. You're gonna put iLink. That's gonna be like the hyperlink. Okay. Now I will show you. I sat and I this did not work for me. I said I talked to the help center. I said I just copy and pasted my URL in there and it didn't work. And they said the magic number was 3. You had to do it 3 different times. So this is the one, and I said that's not good. I told them that. All right. So
Add
that's
new link.
something's not right here because you are. It's giving you an X. Go back in, paste a URL. Copy and paste the whole URL, Clark, instead.
I am getting there.
Okay. Because there could be a loss in translation there.
Colin, come on.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So that's it. So copy that.
Phil, harassment. Bring it all harassing me.
All right, and paste.
You bring it on yourself
He does, doesn't he?
all the time, every single day.
You can't control V, Clark.
Oh my gosh.
He's like a mosquito bite
I
on
feel
you.
like
Now the thing really too is, you know, this thrive, like I said, it thrives off of Google Tools. So if you aren't comfortable with that yet, maybe that's where you should start and really leave this kind of basic. And I'd be more than happy again to show you some basic. I'm not an expert in any of
what
this,
3 times?
but I have a working knowledge and a basic
I
knowledge.
gotta
of
put this in
things.
3 times?
No, so that not coming.
Nope.
Okay. What happens when you hit add block, Clark? All right. So what theoretically would happen? It's probably not going to work because it took me 3 times with it. Look at that. It did work on Clark's first. All right.
Hey, you guys.
So now look, he can if he wanted to put a picture of his classroom because you know he has a pretty innovative classroom, he could do a big picture of his classroom. He can personalize it. We did one. We put our in here. We haven't done much in the strength and conditioning one. Is that we put a picture of the weight room in there, and that's just through a message block. But it kind of gives a little personality and customization to it.
We gotta be careful of posting student
Pictures of kids.
up,
Yeah, you
right?
got to make sure. You definitely got to
can't
make
do
sure
any of
that
that,
you can. Yeah.
I
So
was gonna
that's
talk
some,
about that, just Neil Wake has the list
He has that
of
list.
who, so if you wanna call Neil just to verify, hey, I wanna put a picture up, are they still good to go?
Mhm.
Just put it up once you check with them.
But I will say, you will run into a lot of trouble if you don't make that file in Google Drive and make a class blocks folder and make that public. Because I thought I was doing it all right, and I went back and didn't log in and tried to access it from another device, and none of my links would work because they weren't publicly shared. And again, that is the big step, and it's on that sheet I gave you. It's right on the back of the first page. Is how to publicly share those files in class blocks.
So how do we put a new photo in the back here?
You would add you go to that. You always go to the add button.
Oh, so these can literally like sit on top of one another?
So you take that middle and you can move them around. And if you lock them in place, Clark, they probably won't.
Oh, if I lock them.
They won't move. They won't move. So if you move the other one, it's not going to move the. See. Sorry, Clark. You don't need
So,
to,
so
you don't
the
need to sit
the picture would not take this background away.
No, but you can expand the block size.
I got you.
Block size too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want a huge picture because then you lose.
You would. You'd use some quality real estate there, Clark. I agree.
Can you make this? I guess I can make this shorter
You
theoretically.
can make that a little bit shorter, yeah. All right. And like I said, this is just to get you introduced because you're already starting to play is the message blocks, and I would love to do the calendar. If anybody wants to look at that, but what I did is
You didn't unlock it.
if you go to your calendars, I don't know how many of you use the calendars, is you would create a new calendar just for that class. So Clark would go in here.
All right, let's do it. Hold on. So
Okay.
we're doing this. I'm going back.
This will be the last thing. It'll take 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
All right.
You're
Put
on
me
the clock.
Okay.
It's 4:08.
So, and this is where Clark can go in and put his homework for every evening if he has. Okay, so go right here, Clark.
Where?
Add a coworker. I don't know why it says add a coworker. I don't know why I just didn't say add a calendar. Okay, so new calendar.
New calendar.
Name it. Just algebra. Would you want to call it algebra, or just put algebra? Doesn't matter. Are you fine with Eastern time, Clark?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Oh, what did you just do?
I have no idea. Just,
Get out of this.
just stand by. Just stand by.
I'm used to it. I work with Joel Anderson. All right. So create calendar. You don't need a description.
Put it in Greenwich
So
Mean Time.
what's going to happen now is over here. It's creating. It's creating. What's going to happen now is that here it is. So click on that, Clark.
Yes, sir. Algebra 1.
All right. Actually, we got to get out of settings. I'm sorry. Go up here. Out of settings.
Out of sentence.
Mm-hmm. All
Yes.
right. Now go to algebra 1.
Yes, it was.
Okay. You uncheck it actually. Uncheck all of them except algebra 1.
Oh my God.
And what's going to happen?
Well, my
is-
birthday's pretty important. I think they should probably know that.
It's probably gonna
The
happen.
only
Okay.
birthday on here.
So
is
what you would
mine.
do? I don't like the week. I like the month view, but Clark can do that. So what he can do is he can type in.
Golly, man, you're
Um,
picky.
I like to at least see the month.
Okay.
So Clark can go into days. Did you give any homework today?
No, did not.
All right. Well, he could put events. He could put that quiz on Friday. Lee could put his test that he knows for the
It's
next
right
3
here.
years in that calendar. 30 years, and he could put it in that calendar.
This is equation quiz.
So we'll just do this one thing, and now, all right. So save
Save.
that, Clark.
Yes, sir.
Go back to your class blocks page. We're going to add an event block.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be elaborate. Add. Events page.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't think so.
So add event,
Add events.
add event list block.
Okay.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're going to title that
What am I entitled?
whatever you want.
Whatever I
What would
want.
be an appropriate title? So the big thing he's going to need to get now is that calendar URL, okay? And that's where you go back to your calendar, Clark,
Mhm.
okay? Come to this algebra 1. When you come down there, you see those 3 dots,
Yes, sir.
okay? Options. All right, first do settings and sharing. All right, and scroll down. Oh. Make available to public so the
Make
public can
available.
see it. All right. Okay, and now scroll down, and this is all in those step-by-step instructions, and I'd be more than happy to come help you do it. Keep going. So you're looking for the correct URL, and if you looked in here, it's the iCal format. Clark,
This
you're
one?
one step ahead of me. It's not correct. There you
Yes.
go, right there. All right, so copy that one.
Control C.
Thanks. Together.
All right, now that calendar URL, you're going to hit paste.
Done.
All right, now hit add block.
Add block.
So look how cool that is. Now,
Look how cool that is.
so all he has to do, now this stays synced up with his calendar. So he can go just to his calendar now, and every day he can put his homework in there. So if he put homework today, he'd put February 5th and what his homework was. Okay, and it had all these dates, which I thought was neat.
Can we change the color back here?
Probably not. I don't have that certification yet. I don't know. I'm not even in level 1 yet. I'm still in the minor leagues. I'm figuring it out as best as you are. But that's really all I had. You know, it was the message block, the alerts, the calendar, and I encourage you to just play with it. If the best you can get, and you know, I know it's mid-year, start of a new semester, is if you can get that biography
Dude,
updated,
bless you. I hope you're
a
okay.
picture, and then the classes that you teach. And if the classes that you teach are blank, that's fine too. You know, it's just getting it started and playing with it. And I'd be happy to follow up with all of you. But yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. We're really going to take advantage of it. And, you know, probably more so. And there's some schools around here that are, you know, West Point's done it. If you want to open up their staff pages and you kind of see in there and you know, do some stealing and getting some ideas. But it's really cool. And now the last thing really cool is, so why is this necessary? So for me to come in is if I were to go back to MHS, all right, and I come here as a student, I can follow my teachers. So I don't, and then I get, basically a fee. So if you, attaboy Lee, look at that. You've already got some pictures. Brendan looking really good. Clark, great pick. Mike, dressing. Really. So what would happen is, the students would go in, and if I were to go to, Miss Robinson, is that her? Did I click on her? That was Dave.
Where's Dave's picture?
All right.
Hey, don't worry about
But
it.
anyway,
okay?
so I were to go to Lee,
Worry about Lee.
all right, and I was go like MHS history page. That's that's the one you. Okay, that's the one you linked in.
Yeah, you told me to do that, so I did.
I know who the more technologically savvy Anderson brother is. It's you.
All
right. But anyway, once you go, so this is your actual class. All right. See that little star right there? Follow. I would click that.
You're gonna
Now-
follow him?
Now I'm following Lee.
I think you should.
Okay, and the students would do that as well. So that's really all I have. And the big thing is, reach out to me because I've been around this now, and Kathy Rourke has shared a bunch of resources with me. I'd be more than happy to sit with you after school or before school or at any time, just to help you, do a couple of things. But it's definitely intimidating. There's a lot of things I don't want to mess with, but I know Clark does stuff with social media that you can link right in, and it will keep running. He does that as well. There's a lot it can do. I haven't even touched the surface of it, but that's about as far as I want to touch right now.
Thank you,
So,
Dustin.
no problem.
Dave,
Great work.
Yeah.
you wanna help me here?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Do you want to?
stay and play or go home?
How do I get,
Yeah. Let me.